and Jules were sitting in the treehouse that Daddy had made for them in their large and tropical back garden in Africa.
"I can fly, Jules,"
said Jack enthusiastically.
"That's cool,"
said Jules thoughtfully, staring at Mummy's vegetable garden just below.
"Where are we going?"
Jack and Jules had been to see a pantomime at the theatre. Peter Pan had flown magically across the stage to the amazement of Jack and Jules.
"I bought some equipment,"
said Jack, pointing even more enthusiastically at their swimming pool towels that he'd brought up the ladder.
"Cool,"
said Jules, brightly.
"Where are we going?" "Tie it around your neck, like Peter Pan's cape, Jules. Then we can fly." "Cool,"
said Jules.
"Where are we flying to?" Let's fly over the vegetable garden, round the guava tree, over the pool, and onto the roof,"
said Jack, somewhat wildly.
"It's a bit far, Jack. I've never flown before. I wonder what it's like,"
said Jules, thoughtfully. Jack and Jules tied the towels around their necks and stood together at the edge of the treehouse, looking down.
"Are you ready, Jules?"
said Jack, tremblingly, trying to look brave.
"Let's count. 1, 2...
"Cool," said Jules, and jumped,
Peter Pan!
landing face first in Mummy's carrots.
"Peter Pan!"
yelled Jack and launched himself off the edge, landing in the tomatoes with a squishy thud. "Yuck!" said Jack, complainingly, as the tomatoes squished through his toes. Jules was still face down in the carrots. said Jules. Jack stared at his squishy toes with tomato juice oozing over his feet.
"My feet are dirty,"
said Jules, starting to struggle wildly.
"I wonder why we can't fly,"
said Jack, thoughtfully.
"What do you think, Jules?"
said Jules desperately, and pulled her face out of the mud, gasping for air. She'd been winded by the fall.
"I don't think it worked very well. I don't think I like flying very much." "Shall we try again?"
said Jack, brightly.
"Cool,"
said Jules, sitting in the mud amongst the carrots. She saw a green leafy top and pulled up a carrot.
"Cool,"
said Jules, and pulled up another one, showing it to Jack. Jack and Jules pulled out all the carrots and sat together in the vegetable garden. Then a monkey stuck his head over the wall. Then 2 more, and then even more. And then all the monkeys were sitting on the garden wall, chattering away to each other. The leader was big and fierce and had walked on all 4s over the lawn up to the guava tree, which was full of ripe, juicy fruit. In a flash, all the monkeys were in the garden and up the tree, taking one bite of a guava and throwing it onto the ground. Rather rude.
"I'm scared, Jack,"
said Jules. The monkeys had not seen the 2 children sitting in the vegetable patch, frozen to the spot.
"I'm going to chase them away,"
said Jack, sillily, as he knows that monkeys should never be approached by children. Just as Jack was about to chase the monkeys, a blood-curdling scream across the garden froze Jack, Jules, and the monkeys in their track. said Mummy meaningfully, as she came into view with the broomstick high above her head, moving at a fast pace down the lawn towards the monkeys in the guava tree. Mummy was from Wales and England. Repeated Mummy, more meaningfully. She was not speaking Welsh. The leader of the monkeys jumped out of the tree and started to move towards Mummy, protecting his guavas. Said Mummy, this time in Welsh. Mummy turned and ran back up to the house, with the monkeys chasing her. The monkeys scattered, with the dogs chasing them back down the lawn as they had worked out what was going on, leaving half in the tree and the other half on the back wall. The dogs were trying to get into the tree with the terrified monkeys and chasing them, who were still sitting on top of the wall. Jack and Jules were frozen to the spot, still sitting in the vegetable garden. Daddy had a dental patient in his surgery with his mouth wide open, drilling his teeth. Said the patient, politely. It's probably my wife trying out a new recipe, said Daddy. Said his patient. Excuse me for a second, said Daddy, patient. Okay, said the patient. His mouth was wide open. Daddy came into the garden to be greeted by the scene of absolute pandemonium. What's going on? Said Daddy, patiently. Said Mummy. Okay, dear, said Daddy, patiently. Went Daddy wildly, as he picked up the broomstick and rushed down the garden. The dogs went back up to the house, and the monkeys fled the garden, jumped over the wall, and disappeared. Humph, said Daddy. Coming, Mr. Water, called Daddy to his patient, pleasantly. Let's go and sit in the treehouse again, said Jack, inspiringly, as the garden returned to quiet. Cool, said Jules, inspecting her carrots. Jack and Jules sat in the treehouse, and Mommy bought them avocado sandwiches for lunch with a big glass of milk. What happened to my vegetables? Who pulled out my carrots and my tomatoes? It must have been the monkeys, Mummy, said Jack and Jules, together. I suppose so, said Mummy, thoughtfully. Let me go and speak to your father. Mummy went back up to the house, leaving Jack and Jules in the treehouse with their sandwiches. Should we go and play on the swings next? I'll sit and you can crawl under the swing while I'm swinging on it.